Because it's a wild claim. If you're saying that the bodyguard tagged in as well, that means that the bodyguard was also part of the. Okay, okay, maybe that wasn't the right way to say it, but it's like a tag. What is it? Like a tag team? Come on. Diddy lawsuits are getting out of hand. Another two lawsuits have been filed last week, relating to Diddy. Another crazy story. And they keep piling up, these crazy stories. We talked about this the previous week as well. The Diddy stories are getting very wild. It seems like every lawsuit that's being filed from now on, it seems like it's trying to top the previous ones with even crazier stories. And today we're gonna take a look at these stories, these two new lawsuits again. And yeah, I don't know, my guys, let us know in the comments what you think about this, because it's getting out of hand, man. RJ.
Yeah, the lawsuits are getting out of hand. There are a lot of lawsuits. But hey, it's just a black man being set up by the machine. Before we proceed, guys, remember, as KaiR said, as these usually say, we highlight the best comments. So if you have a hot take, please let us know. Let your comment be known. Also, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on other socials. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification icon as well, so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. With the housekeeping out of the way, let's proceed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today we always, like always, I think I like this guy a lot. Maybe we should get him on the show one time. Lawyers for Workers. He makes great breakdowns, and these are the two lawsuits he's gonna break down for us. Fair use.
It's Monday, so of course you have new Diddy accusers. Two lawsuits were filed in New York State Court. Let me tell you about one of them. You be the judge. A man claiming in 2008, when he was 17 years old, is auditioning for Making the Band. And it's a 3-day audition. And on all 3 days, day one, he gets into a room and it's him, Diddy, and Diddy's bodyguard, allegedly. Diddy says, how do you handle situations involving sexual pleasure? And then Diddy allegedly starts groping him and then tells him to undress. And Diddy is allegedly masturbating and saying, I can make or break your career. And then this guy leaves and goes home, comes back the next day. Day two, Diddy says, "Oh, you're going to be allegedly, you're going to be a sex idol," and then Diddy forces him to have oral sex and anal sex. And then Diddy says, "I control your career. Remember that. They just met. It's a 3-day audition." Day two, the guy goes home, comes back for day three, hasn't called or reported anyone. On day three, Diddy's bodyguard jumps in, and it's a threesome now, and they have a threesome with him. And on his way out, Diddy says, "Hey, you looked a little uncomfortable. I got my eye on you. You better stay quiet." And the guy stayed quiet until
I guess until now. Like I said, these stories are getting wilder and wilder.
I think it's the story sounds very well. The story sounds unbelievable, because it's either unbelievable or Diddy's that wild. And my mind cannot begin to comprehend the type of wild you have to be to do that. So for that reason, it sounds unbelievable to me.
Not only that, in front of a witness, right?
A witness, yeah.
Because he's saying that he did it in front of the bodyguard, and on the third day, the bodyguard jumped in as well. I wonder. I'm just getting questions, right? These the first questions I have just by listening and reading shortly about these stories. Are these auditions or these like private auditions? I assume when you're auditioning for that show, there are a lot of people auditioning at the same time. It's not one-on-one, I would think. Second of all, usually there are multiple judges in that first, right? It's only after the pre first few fall off, maybe then you have a one-on-one, but even then it's like very weird, this whole situation. Another one is I haven't read the complaint or the whole lawsuit in details. Does he name the bodyguard? Because in that case, if the bodyguard is joining in, what's his name? How does he look like? Stuff like that. Because it's a wild claim. If you're saying that the bodyguard tagged in as well, that means that the bodyguard was also part of the okay, maybe that wasn't the right way to say it, but it's like a tag. What is it? Like a tag team? Come on. He's not all of a sudden the bodyguard thinks, hey, I'm gonna have some fun as well. That is wild, actually, man. And one thing I do know, not sure, but according to the stories of Gene Deal, Diddy tried to not have the bodyguards in-house when he was doing his thing with other people. So it's a very weird situation. I'm really have a couple of questions about this. But it is wild. You're right about it, man. It's a very wild. Either Diddy is this wild, Diddy and his Diddy and his bodyguards are wild, or this is just made up out of thin air.
Yeah, and if it's on the first day, KR, the first day, you don't know who the person is, So usually you try to ascertain first who a person is.
That's how predators usually work,
Yeah.
right? They assess you like, oh, who's this guy? Can I to use Rage's words, can I manipulate this guy? Hey, man.
Ray J is crazy.
Yeah, but this is usually that's how predators work. A lot of people think predators jump out of nowhere and try to violate people. They usually, and this is with all types of predators, both humans and animal ones, they hunt their prey first. They follow them, see what they're doing, whether they're scared or not. When someone wants to rob you, they usually don't jump out of nowhere and rob you. They first assess the whole situation, who you are. Are you a tough guy? Are you a big guy? What is the likelihood of him being a thug as well? Would he have a blicky on him? Because hey, it's not good for your health if you're robbing someone who has a blicky on them, because you might get popped. All these things. Predators come in different forms.
Did you say would he have a blicky on him?
I'm talking about the robbery.
Because I was just about to say, because Woody had the blicky on him. He said it himself. He said it himself.
Lil Woody stays wrapped. Yeah, but like, this is what predators come in different forms. Predators come in financials. You have a lot of the stories right now we are focusing a lot on is sexual predators, but you have robbers are actually that's also a way of predatory behavior, and you have different, so you have to assess. They always work in a particular way. They assess their prey first and then they strike. So I do agree with you on that, RJ. That makes this, like I said, this we talked about this like a couple of shows ago, but this makes these cases very hard to judge whether it's true or not, because you cannot say, well, we know that Diddy had these freak offs. The question becomes, and this is the gray zone, what is real, what is not? Because based on some of the stories, you can clearly see that they are taking parts of other story that have been floating out there and putting it in their story, like having baby oil, having adding certain things to drinks. It's not like, I mean, usually predators have also a modus operandi, which is how they work. There is a particular process, but a lot of times the process also deviates per time. There is a standard operating. This I'm gonna talk in business talk. There is a operating base, but sometimes they deviate. To say that someone is working every time the same way, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.